This is TechCrunch.
AI is spamming up job applications. 404 Media's Jason Koebler writes about a person who claimed to have used a free tool, AI Hawk, to apply for 17 jobs in an hour, only stopping when they'd reached 2,843. The tool automatically entered the person's bio, generated resumes, wrote customized cover letters, and checked all the necessary and literal boxes before filing the paperwork on their behalf. AI Hawk is one of many AI job applying tools out there, and they're contributing to a bizarre loop, Koebler writes, where humans have essentially been removed from the job application and hiring process. An increasing number of companies use AI software to review and even interview candidates. In fact, 42% of companies in a 2023 survey admitted using AI screening tools. As Koebler writes, the effects on candidates filling out applications the old-fashioned way aren't yet clear. The Internet Archive, the nonprofit organization that digitizes and archives materials like web pages, came under attack Wednesday. Several users, including over at The Verge, confronted a pop-up when visiting the site reading, "Have you ever felt like the Internet Archive runs on sticks and is constantly on the verge of suffering a catastrophic security breach? It just happened. See 31 million of you on HIBP. Have I been pwned?" HIBP, a data breach notification site, later confirmed the breach, saying that 31 million unique email addresses and usernames were stolen. So did Brewster Kahle, the self-described digital librarian who founded the Internet Archive in 1996. Indeed, after what may or may not be a related distributed denial of service attack on the service, a hacktivist group claimed responsibility for one but not the other, Kahle on Wednesday night suggested there could be more to come. The organization has fended off the DDoS attack for now, scrubbed its systems, and upgraded its security, he wrote on X. We'll share more as we know it. Opera browser has a new AI-powered feature that lets you take action on tabs through natural language queries. Things you can do include grouping, pinning, bookmarking, and closing tabs with these commands. The company said people can trigger the ARIA command bar by pressing Ctrl+/ or Command+/ and type out requests such as group all video tabs or bookmark all currently open tabs. Opera noted that the browser does all the processing for these commands on the client side. It means that no data leaves the user's device to understand what they mean. You can also give commands related to specific sites or specific categories. For instance, you could write, "Close my YouTube tabs" or "Group all my shopping tabs." If you're the kind of person who has many tabs open at once with a mix of work and entertainment-related tabs along with your personal rabbit holes you fall into, you can use these commands to clean up some tabs. This is also useful when you have hundreds of tabs available, even though forming tab groups won't help you reduce the number of tabs open. Alternatively, you can also invoke this feature by right-clicking on a tab if you have more than 5 tabs open. The company is rolling out this feature today through its AI feature drop program included in its developer version of the browser. But hopefully, this will make it to the general release version too. Last year, Opera released Opera One with a new tab group concept called Tab Islands. It automatically groups some tabs based on the overall context. Typically, browsers have relied on AI assistants to release chatbots to summarize websites and let users ask questions. However, with today's new tab control feature, Opera is using AI to simplify browser usage. It was the banana that did it. Brian O'Kelly, who had recently sold his previous startup, ad platform AppNexus, to AT&T for a reported $1.6 billion, was watching a lecture through MIT during COVID as part of a year-long course on supply chain management. There was this one slide in the lecture about the carbon footprint of a banana, and it just blew my mind. At the time, O'Kelly was running a metal commodities trading platform he founded, which focused on reducing carbon emissions that resulted from trading and transportation. I wanted to do something in the real world. Like, I really wanted to have a real-world impact, he told TechCrunch. Ads just felt ephemeral. After a short time, it was handling around a quarter of the copper coming into the U.S., he said. But during that MIT course, O'Kelly realized that the bulk of the carbon footprint for metals like copper and aluminum largely came from the mining and smelting steps. This optimization we could do, and all these cool things we could do, we really couldn't fundamentally change it. But I just had this light bulb. I was like, in the digital world, it's the opposite. He sketched out what a platform for tracking carbon in digital ads might look like. He was heading back to the ephemeral world of advertising, albeit with a different focus. O'Kelly spun off the commodities business and used the core supply chain tracking technology to found Scope3 in 2021. The pitch for the new business was that digital advertising as it exists today is an economic and environmental mess. Nearly a quarter of the money spent on programmatic ads is wasted, according to a study by the Association of National Advertisers. That money flows to intermediaries or fraud or ads that are displayed outside the bounds of the browser window. As a relatively new industry, O'Kelly said, it's very easy for money to get lost. By rooting out those issues, Scope3 tells customers that not only will more of their money go to ads that people will actually see, but it'll also reduce their carbon footprints because fewer ads means data centers use less power. To find that waste and to identify how it drives carbon emissions, Scope3 gathered data and built models. Then, earlier this year, O'Kelly went into the operating room for an unexpected heart surgery. While he was recovering, he started diving into AI. I finally had time to understand AI, he said. The technology is sweeping the advertising world as companies probe its use in digital ads and other media. I just had the realization that media and AI are intersecting, that people are using AI to generate ads, and they're using it to generate web pages, and even search is now becoming AI-generated, O'Kelly said. Like, actually, this is our business. As he started fleshing out the idea, he thought, I can't be the only person thinking about this. So he booked an appointment with GV, one of Scope3's existing investors. My actual reason for talking to them was more competitive intelligence, he said. During the meeting, he said he heard about how founders were pitching AI companies or climate tech companies, but few, if any, that explored their intersection. That meeting led to a new funding round for Scope3, the company exclusively told TechCrunch, with GV leading a $25 million round to help the startup move into AI. Other investors participated, including Aperium Ventures, Craft Ventures, Room 40 Ventures, Venrock, and Virgo Strategic Investments. The company is still gathering data and building models for the AI part of the business, but O'Kelly suspects the pitch to customers will be similar to the digital ad side. We expect there to be a lot of alignment between economic cost and environmental cost. That's all for now. For more stories like this one, visit TechCrunch.com.